Okay, what up, YouTube? I got a link to the Blog Talk Radio show by Southside Story. Good looking. Host name Mrs. Heartbeat. I heard her name before. And the show name, Black Women Jump Through Hoops for Black Men. Now, I don't have an hour and 30 minutes to watch it. But I did read the description. And once again, is it a deflection? Okay, I'm not going to call it a deflection, but it is one of those tactics where the women forget who they were going for. Okay, y'all know me. I've already said I've had my phase where, yes, I was looking for the wrong sort of black chick. Okay, enough said. You guys already know in terms of, okay, what I was looking for. Alright? Part of me recognizing that helped out a lot. Okay? Because the same chicks that I was checking for had a lot of problems themselves. Okay? You get into the whole pretty girl curse. Okay? Especially when we talk about light-skinned black women. And yeah, I've heard a couple of people already say it. They are the most probably, damaged psychologically sort of women in terms of all the attention that they get, yada yada yada. Okay, so that was just a mess. Okay, especially in high school, in the first couple of years of college, it was just a big mess. All right, and because dealing with all that bullshit really helped me understand things about who I was as a person and where I needed to go. Because a lot of time was wasted that I can't get back, and honestly, I wish I had back. But I can't. Alright? You guys already know. Okay? So I can't sit here and place a lot of blame on the entire black female collective when I know for a certain part of my life I was only dealing with a certain type in regards to romance and dating. Okay? So I'm not going to come on and make a generalization, okay, about all of black womanhood based off of what I was choosing to go after. When I generalize, I'm not going off of that. Some may think that I am, but trust me, I'm not. I was able to recognize my own issue, my own personal growth, alright, so to speak. But yeah, Mrs. Heartbeat, when I read the description, mind you, I'm hoping that the show is based off of the description, because it's about, it's pretty lengthy. It's about a decent paragraph. If I cut and pasted it, probably double space it. It's a decent description of what her show is going to be about. Okay, and it's the typical stunt. Like I said before, who were you going after? In high school, who were you going after? In college, who were you going after? I went to school. Okay, I know Kappas. I have cousins that are Kappas. I know the drill. Okay, I'm older now. I'm out of school. Okay, I've been to a couple of clubs and lounges. Who are you going after? That's my problem. The women will come on and act as if they're addressing the black male collective, but who they're really talking to is a small select, a population of black men. Okay, like I said, a lot of these women are bitter because in high school the point guard wasn't giving them love, or the point guard got her to do whatever, but he didn't wife her up, or he didn't ask her to prom, or he didn't dance with her at the dance. Literally, there are women who hold on to that shit. Like I said, you have to grow up and let that shit go. But there are women, grown, I have a master's degree, and I'm an author, who hold on to that shit. Okay, and you get shit like this. In college, who were you going for? Okay, who dogged you out? Was it the average dude doing what he had to do, or was it the superstar Kappa sort of guy? Okay, who did his thing, right? Who really hurt you? Who were you jumping hoops, for? You have black men saying that the women weren't there checking, but then the women are coming on and saying that, we supported y'all. Who did you support, or who were you going after? If you made a bad investment, you made a bad investment. Like I said, I've made some bad investments in my time. And I have to honor that and recognize that. But you have the women who have made bad investments, and instead of understanding that, they want to blame the whole black male collective. Look at what we did for you. Yet you have, the actual productive black men who are family oriented, or whatever, are saying that y'all not there. Why are you trying to take credit for something that you weren't there for? It's just another shaming tool. That's all it is. Instead of coming clean, you want to have this big ass deflection. This whole, well, finally, we've already done enough for you, finally. And at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. I'm not liable for the mistakes another man made. It is what it is. So even if the women are dead on, okay, what are you going to do? Not date or just move on? Because I'm sure as hell not going to pay for what somebody else did. Now, I don't expect the black women to do so either. I made my choices in terms of what I was looking for. And I'm not going to ask the next black woman to go ahead and pay for it and give us some big ass deflection in regards to what we did. Because we can come on and do the same shit. How many black men have spent money paying for bills that weren't theirs? Okay? Dealing with children that weren't theirs. Like, how many men, have sacrificed for black women as well? But at the end of the day, we're not using it as a big ass deflection, because the women who didn't receive that love will be the first ones complaining. Well, where were you? Right? You weren't looking after me. You were going after, the light-skinned mixed girl with long hair. And it's true. Yeah, I can honestly say, yeah, that was me for a little bit. Right? So like I said, if I'm going to generalize, I'm not going to, run to that. Because I'd be a dead liar. So, yeah, I read the description. Like I said, I don't need to watch an hour and 30 minutes of it. Sometimes these shows can be drawn out. For those who don't know, yeah, I know I was supposed to have had the whole Blog Talk radio show, but timing is really hard, y'all. It's not really, it's that sort of dedication. I don't want to do it and have 1 or 2 episodes and, that's it. That's not how I get down. If I can't go hard, I'm not going to go at all. Maybe, my co-host, we still got to work it out. He's been real busy. He got a lot of stuff jumping off. So, it's still in the works. But, I read the description, y'all, and it's the same typical shit. Okay, the women will go after the superstar stud, okay, and get a certain treatment. And this always happens, okay? Every culture has their version of the superstar. And you'll have the women who go after that. It is what it is. But half the women I would say the majority don't understand what he's going to look for. If you're going to go after, the dude who has the most swag, or the dude who has whatever feature you want the most, what do you think he's going to want in return? Never got that. I never understood why the women couldn't hold on to that. So y'all getting hurt for no reason. And unfortunately for a lot of black women, they hold on to that shit. I think other women do a better job at understanding that, that was a phase. Yeah, I was going after Johnny Too Cool, but now I have to understand what's real. Jimmy the accountant is real. A lot of black women, like I said, believe it or not, they will hold on to the whole idea of, Javon didn't want to dance with me, at prom. Or he didn't want to dance for me, at our last dance during the 8th grade. Right, and he was, the light-skinned pretty boy with curly hair, right? And they'll hold on to that shit. Or you'll have the chick in college who gave it up, to a couple of Kappas trying to fit in, and they didn't necessarily wife her up or, do whatever. And all of a sudden, she's jumping through hoops. Or she'll financially support somebody who wants to be a rapper, okay, but no other side project, not trying to knock anybody who's trying to do the rap thing, but no other viable backup plan. And all of a sudden, you supported, black men financially. At the end of the day, there has to be a point where, this shit has to stop. The men that you seek, the men who can put you in that middle or upper middle class lifestyle, right? You have to address us directly, because we don't fall into that category. That whole video is a miss. The whole video isn't addressing the men that are actually leaving. The whole video isn't addressing that, the men that they actually see off in the suburbs, with the white wife and the biracial kids who's just living happily ever after. It's not addressing those men that you speak of. the men that you say are not available. Okay, so, it's a big miss. Y'all take it easy. I'll put up the link, I guess, to her Blog Talk show, if y'all want to watch it. But, I read the description. I'm not going to waste an hour and 30 minutes. Y'all take it easy. God bless.